Inviting antics. Birds and mammals engage in a sort of play. Cats bat at string. Cats also look for laser pointers, right? And chase light everywhere. Cats just love doing that. Birds appear to soar for the sheer joy of it. The Socorro mockingbirds sing in counterpart. This basically means that their song complements. One bird sings and another bird complements that portion of the song. They act together in concert like that. Starlings can mimic frogs, goats, and whistling shepherds. Right? It's kind of interesting when you can mimic another species right there. Mozart's pet starling imitated a piano concerto in G major, but changed the sharps to flats. How many of you knew that Amadeus Mozart had a pet starling? This is kind of new, huh? It actually inspired him for 3 years. He bought the starling in a pet shop in May of 1784. It died in June of 1787, so he had it for 3 years. In 1784, Mozart just finished the Piano Concerto number 17 in G major. That's the name, Piano Concerto number 17. He just finished that, and he bought this bird shortly after, and he taught this starling this song. And the starlings love to mimic things, like you just read up there. And so, but when the starling mimicked the concerto, like the text says, it changed the sharps to flats. I'm not musically inclined. I had to go look up what that meant exactly. And a sharp, apparently, is 1/2 step above the natural note. A flat is 1/2 step below. And on the piano, that would mean changing the immediate right key to a natural note to an immediate left key of that note. So 2 keys to the left. Every time you have a sharp, it would go 2 keys to the left. How a bird knows to do that is just doubly amazing. First, the fact that it can mimic a concerto is amazing. And then the fact that it can actually do this manipulation of the notes is doubly fascinating to me. But then we get down to this last sentence. Oh yeah, the name of the starling, I looked that up too. He called the starling by the species name. The species name in English is vulgaris, but he changed it to the German name Volgastar, and that's what he named his pet starling. When the starling died in 1787, he had an elaborate funeral for this bird. Mozart loved animals, especially birds, and especially this bird. And he had a gravestone inscribed for it. He had a whole ceremony. He had singers sing songs, which they had to make up there. It was just a very elaborate affair. Okay, so, but more about that a little bit later. Octopus, last sentence. Octopus will often play with a bottle for nearly half an hour. There is a lab that studies octopus intelligence. It's located near the Aegean Sea. It's called the Octolab. Okay, it's a good name for it. And they run experiments and to test octopus intelligence. They found that octopuses. I grew up calling them octopi. That was the plural, right? Now it's octopuses. So I'm going to go back and forth there. But they found that some octopuses are great escape artists. A huge octopus, since they have no bones, can actually compress their body into a hole 1 inch in diameter. And they can escape as long as there's 1 inch there. They can push this whole mass of flesh and all the tentacles and everything into this one little opening. They found that some octopuses can unscrew the lids of bottles and in order to get what's inside. In fact, they ran this experiment and they put this octopus, and you can see this on YouTube. They put this octopus in a water tank with a baby bottle. The baby bottle is glass bottom, so you can see through it, with a plastic top with the rubber nipple pacifier, the kind that you pull into the plastic, and then you screw the plastic lid on the glass bottle. Inside the glass bottle, they put a dead little fish. Okay, so all this is underwater. So the fish is in the bottle. They got the top screwed on there, and in the plastic lid next to the nipple, they made a little hole big enough for the octopus to get 1 tentacle in the little hole. So they can put the 1 tentacle in the bottle and touch the fish inside. They say that whatever an octopus can touch, it can taste. So if you've ever been touched by an octopus, it's tasted you. Okay? Those tentacles, those suction cups are tasting you as they're touching you. So the tentacle of this one octopus was able to go through the hole. He touched the fish, which means he's tasting the fish. And since the fish is the only food supply in the whole water tank, it's worth going after. Okay? But the problem is the hole's big enough for the tentacle to go in, but not big enough for the little fish to come out. So what's the octopus going to do? How's the octopus going to get this fish out of this bottle? They thought that this one octopus was going to unscrew the lid like some of the other octopuses had done. But this octopus didn't do that. He came up with another solution. They say that octopuses ponder problems. When they're problem solving, they ponder like humans. They actually go away from the problem, in this case the bottle, and he went over to another side of the tank for about 5 minutes, and then he came back with his solution. And this is what the octopus did, which has just amazed the researchers. He comes, some of the tentacles wrap around the bottle to hold it in place, and then what this one octopus did was grab the nipple and pull the nipple off of the cap there. Now, they had the human handler do the same thing, or try to do the same thing. Now, it's easy for us. We think that's no big deal. But we're doing it in air. We can grab hold of the rubber nipple and pull it right off the plastic lid. But if you ever try to do that underwater, there's a suction pressure there which you're not going to be able to overcome. And the human could not do it. He could not pull that nipple off. But the octopus did that. He pulled the nipple off, which makes an even bigger hole than the one that the researchers had put in the lid. And now the tentacle was able to get hold of the fish and pull it out through the bigger hole there. So this is an amazing thing there. This octopus came up with its own unique solution to this problem.